I don't know what's up with my headphones. My headphones are not working, so I'm just gonna take them out. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the executive. Eric, is Eric here? No, he's not here. All right,
He is.
huh?
Yes,
He is.
He's here. He popped in. He's the blonde.
he's here, Alicia. You can start.
Okay. So thank you again for everyone being in attendance tonight. This is our November executive meeting for 2021. And I want to apologize because I had some technical difficulties with the getting the minutes out again. I don't know what happened, but apologies. You will eventually get the minutes um, for the October meeting. Thank you, Linda, for attending. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Hold up. I'm sorry. I'm like, my head is going crazy right now. Let's start off by doing our roll call attendance. We can't approve the minutes, but we can do
You
attendance.
sent out the September, we can approve those.
Oh yeah, we can approve September's minutes. So let's do that. Eric, can you go ahead and do a roll call for September?
Apologize, guys. I'm not at my laptop just yet. I probably still need another 10 minutes.
Oh. Alicia, can someone else do it?
Does anyone else have the template?
Everybody, it was sent to everybody.
I have it, but I don't have it in front of me.
You want me to call the roll?
Yeah, please go ahead, Susan.
Okay, so this is roll call approval of September minutes. Alicia,
Yes, yes, yes.
Larissa,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
David Crane,
Yes.
Anisha.
Yes.
No. Oh, yes. Okay, great.
I'm here.
Okay, hi. May,
Yes.
Jackie,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Trevor,
Yes.
and Paul.
Yes.
Okay, so now I can go into board chair report.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Susan. And I do apologize again for whatever technical difficulties we're having tonight in advance. It's a lot. So here we go. Technical difficulties messed me up again, as I said before, for the members, for the minutes for October's meeting, but you will get them. Thank you to Linda for attending the borough board this morning. This is her second attempt to represent us, and I think she did a fabulous job. Thank you, Linda. And wanted to say the holidays are upon us again, and so we need to look at donations or gifts that we want to give to the staff in the office. We normally give them a little something during the holidays, so a little collection, whatever people would like to donate. Is whatever is on your heart, whatever's in your spirit to donate for the staff. We normally give them a little something before the holidays, before Christmas. Michelle, you helped us out last year. I was wondering if I could count on you to do that again. Would you be willing to collect the money again or no?
No.
No. Okay.
Sorry, too much this year.
Yeah, I got it. I understood. Is there anyone that I can count on to do the collection of the money for the staff?
Can I add this? Can I add, which I did last year, and I would like it if you listen to me this year. This
You
is
said you
for
wanted
the
to be
support
involved.
staff. It is not about me. And
Right.
for the two reasons. One, it would be really embarrassing to have you talk about it for me, but also it should be for the support staff. So I would appreciate it if you guys would listen this year.
I hear you, Susan.
Alicia, is it being collected by Zelle, by Venmo? How is it collected?
Last year, Michelle was gracious
So how
enough
did
to
you
do
do
it through Venmo. Am I right, Michelle? That's mine. Let's close it, please close it. What?
I
yes?
did PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, checks, cash. People send it to me in all different ways, which is why I can't do it this year. Sorry.
Got it, understood. So why don't we just have two mechanisms of payment instead of having all of those different devices? Because I think that's a lot to put on someone's plate, especially now we're at the 12th hour, right? So,
And I think most people have either Zelle with their bank or they have a PayPal. For sure, people can do Venmo. It's very easy to set up.
yeah,
I think you should offer the cash or check option, as I will never Zelle or
yes.
electronic pay anyone ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
As Michelle recalls, I had to send her a check because I actually got locked out of my bank account from sending her stuff. I will never do it again. But so I'm willing to meet you in person or whatever it is, just to hand you a check. Just the way. So you should offer that option. And then you can offer an electronic option.
Okay, so at this point, Larissa, if you're willing to take this on, just
Whoop, I'm sorry. You're muted.
I think she's talking to
I'm
someone
sorry.
outside of the.
So at this point, I think that if Larissa, if you're willing to take this on, we need to know a cutoff date, and you're going to make the announcement at the full board on
Okay.
Tuesday night, okay?
Okay.
So let them know the mechanism. So you need to know the mechanism and the cutoff date of when this is going to happen and how we're going to execute this, and get it to the staff, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
And Larissa, will you make it clear it's for the support staff, so I won't be embarrassed sitting there?
I will make sure to say for
you.
our support staff in my statement, and I'll send out a reminder email as well.
Leave it in the bag
Yeah.
and cover my ribs, please. Put it back.
Okay.
Put it over there. Thank you. I'm sorry. I can't run a meeting and do this at the same time. Okay. I apologize, everyone. This is how easy it is to get distracted during a meeting when you have other people in your household. And I do understand what happened with Jamie. So anyway, all right. So thank you, Larissa, for that. Holiday party. Are we doing a Zoom or are we going to try and do something live?
I would rather do something live. As much fun as the Zoom party was, I just miss human beings, if that's permissible. I mean, I know we're on remote for meetings, but can we meet in person for a
Of course you
party?
can. Of course you can.
Okay, so
Creating
How's-
contact.
okay, I just need a show of hands. If you want to tell me a show of hands of how many people want to actually get together and meet up in public. Okay, that's 2.
3.
Oh,
That's 3.
you're talking.
That's
Are we voting? Is this the vote for
That's 4.
poll for a Zoom party? I mean, for an
Yeah.
in-person party.
Yep, in person. Okay, that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 5. I guess I'll be 5. Anyone else? I don't see any other hands.
You have 5 people raise their hands.
5 people.
6 people
6 people. Okay.
besides you.
Okay. So, I mean, I think that would be a good thing. We'll get a chance to see each other, and connect. So we just have to find, yeah, I mean, I was looking at a couple of spots in the area. If anyone has a place in particular that's non-controversial, of course, that we can use, I would greatly appreciate that. All right. So can someone just email me if you know of a place, and we'll leave it up to the next chair. That'll be my final, whatever, my last hurrah to organize the holiday party. That'll be my last hurrah. Okay.
If you will get the, when you have the time and place, I'll pop it into the invite to send out.
Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Okay. Invite. All right. I guess we have to just decide on a date, and I'll just shoot everyone a couple of dates possible. if it's normally after the full board of the December meeting. So if we can plan around that, since we're doing Zoom for December's meeting, right? So we have to figure that out, okay? And where that would be after the December meeting. Everyone's going to be on Zoom, so I guess I don't know. What are you all thinking? Should we still do it after the December meeting, or should we try to do it on another day since we're all on Zoom and we're not going live anywhere?
Yeah, I think another day would be better.
Yeah, okay. So what's an ideal day of the week for everyone? I don't want to take up a lot of time with this. I apologize, but I just want to be clear. Like a Thursday, a Friday, what's a good day? Saturday,
We
Sunday?
need to look and see when we're having meetings.
Right, okay.
And Friday would be out for me and
Yep,
David.
I
if it came.
remember, Alyssa, I remember. Okay, so we'll look at a calendar. And if I could ask Larissa if you can help me with this as well, I would greatly
I
appreciate
can.
that.
Sure.
Okay.
Happy to scout some spots for you, work on an invitation.
We
Okay.
already have the invite. We just
Oh,
we use the same one every year.
Okay.
works
Oh,
for me.
Michelle says the 15th or I'm sorry, Michelle, I saw it in the chat really quickly. It popped up. Okay.
We don't
the
have any meetings on the 15th and the full board is the 21st. So 22nd, there are no more meetings.
Okay, all right.
Maybe those are two good options.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. And last, I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for all your support for the past 3 years. It's been a definite challenging last 2 years at least. It's just surreal, right? This time has come to say farewell, I guess, and hopeful that you all will have a wonderful new chairperson that will support you for those that are sticking around and for those that are moving on. I just want to thank you again. Thank you to Susan. Thank you to the office for I want to pause for a minute. Just say thank you to Susan in general. Just thank you, Susan, for all your support for the past 3 years. I don't think I would have made it thus far if it were not for you being here with me, alongside me. I want to thank David Crane also for his individual work as the parliamentarian, for always helping me to correct any kind of out of parliamentary procedures that we've ever been in. So I appreciate that. I want to thank you for Linda and Larissa and Eric and Trevor and Anisha and Michelle and Jackie and Paul and May, especially. You are my chairperson of my committee, May. I sit on your committee, actually. When I leave the position as the chair, I will be returning to you.
How do you know you'll be appointed?
Well, I'm still around. I'm here for another
No,
year.
how do you know the chair will appoint you to that committee?
Oh, well, if the chair decides to put me back on that committee, or the chair puts me wherever the chair believes I need to go to be supportive, I will go. You know, I don't know. I don't want to get biblical, but there's a biblical verse that goes into that, like, where I am, you send me, Lord. So here I am, and I'm willing to serve wherever I need to be. And this is surreal. Again, I thank you all so very, very much. I don't want to get emotional about it because it's just been a very great 3 years. Thank you all. Susan? it's
Well, I
time
think
for
we
you.
ought to thank you, Alicia, for your service. This has been quite a long 3 years of hard work for you, and it's very much appreciated.
And you went through some of its most challenging times, switching from live to Zoom and still holding it together. It was
Mhm.
not easy, and you came through it beautifully.
We've had some difficult moments from COVID to learning policies and procedures and all of that. I think there's one more thing I needed to announce. The event that was planned for October 30th from the district attorney's office has now been moved to December 4th. And I do believe for anyone that's available to work the table, they're looking for us to be supportive. They haven't given me the destination. I don't think it's going to be the same spot. I believe it's going to be a new location. So please just look out for my email or the announcement. Maybe by Tuesday night, they'll know where they're going to be. Okay. So again, thank you. Thank you all. Blessings. Susan, your report.
What about the vice chair?
Vice Chair, do you have anything to report?
No, I did not have a report this evening.
Okay.
Second vice chair?
Vice Chair.
I have a quick question.
Yes, Trevor.
I don't know if you or Susan can answer this, but talking about Zoom, when does the
January 15th.
15th, you know what I'm going to ask. And are we writing a reso, anything like CB6 did, to ask them to extend it, or are we just feel comfortable the way things are going to go by?
No one's ever mentioned. It's the first I've heard of anyone mentioning it.
I would suggest, and I don't know how we do it, that we think about that. I know CB6 wrote a resolution to at least look at what they said and perhaps even copy or do that. Not that, I don't know how everyone feels about hybrid meetings or I don't even know what's supposed to, are we supposed to just go back to regular meetings on January 15th or?
At this point, they seem to tell us everything very last minute.
Okay. I'm just suggesting we think about it, whatever position we take.
Well, do whatever people want it, but I will suggest whether you do a resolution or don't do a resolution, that you lobby hard for your state elected officials, because that's how it happened.
I think given that we're still having difficulty finding meeting space, it's really, we really should continue the Zoom or the hybrid as long as possible. People really like it. We're getting really good attendance. Seems to work.
I actually found some of the hybrid very difficult. We had them only for the SLA. I would like to hear Michelle's thoughts, but people insisted on coming in and stuffing the office at the same time that we had people on Zoom. And it sort of didn't seem worth, it was like, it wasn't really, well, it was too hybrid is I guess what it was. It was like, what was the point of doing it Zoom when you were going to have an office totally stuffed with people? It was very difficult to manage. I had to have people wait outside. I found it extremely difficult.
Yeah, because that's a very small space.
Yeah, and that's the only place we can have a hybrid meeting.
Right.
Michelle?
So I think, we had 2 meetings in person as hybrid in July. The first one, people showed up. The second one, no one showed up.
Because we told them not to.
Right. So if we could say that they can't come, I don't know why we couldn't at this point. Because the Zoom link counts as a public meeting. So we just say you can't come in person unless you're an applicant.
It's not really a hybrid meeting. It's not really a hybrid meeting. You're not.
Well, no, but there's utility for I think there's I mean, members of the public use Zoom and applicants can come in person and the committee can come in person. I personally find that there's a lot of utility, at least with SLA, for the committee to be in person. I mean, we've gotten better at doing it, but I find it easier that we can move through things more quickly. That's my point of view. If we can say that the public has to use Zoom.
Well, so that's another consideration. I think if hybrid meetings are actually allowed and other boards do it and allow public to come and we don't, which I don't know that'll happen. I think that's kind of an issue. I also think it's kind of like double the work to both be Zoom and have an in-office meeting, but it's something to think about. And I do think SLA is a little bit different than other committees. Anyway, we'll see what happens by January 15th. So is Eric,
I don't
Is-
think that we should wait till January 15th. I think that, Trevor made a good point. We need to,
No, I didn't say we should wait to do a resolution or anything. I said we will need to wait till then to find out what the rules are going to be.
got you, understood. Thank you. Are you ready for your report now?
Is Eric not giving a report?
Oh, Eric, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric. You have a report.
Exec committee, just want to give you an update on the attendance that we talked about last month. And we had originally about 13. After revision, as some of you saw at the exec last month, we're at 9. So I wanted to give that update to the exec of those names. I can either enter in the chat or we could do a screen
Please.
share.
Or can you say the names so we can get them in the minutes?
Yeah, so the names are Jesse Beck at 35% attendance of absence. Jonathan Chu, 75%. Alistar Economakis, that's at 44%. Shirley Fennessy at 50%. Don't mind my son chiming in. We have also Wendy Lee at 47%. And next is Ellen Liu, 67%. Alexandra Militano is 81% absence. Damaris Reyes, 38%. And then we have Troy Velez at 58%. And that's my report.
Okay, is Ricky going to get a new letter?
Ricky Wong is not he's not in need of a letter, but we will correct and update him so that he's aware. I've been in communication with him already.
We
but
should
I'll
have
send him-
something and we should have something in writing that corrects the letter that went out, even if it's an email.
Yes.
Okay.
Eric, I have a question for you. I know
Yes.
that Trevor had made mention of Wendy's attendance because she has been at his committee. Was it Trevor or I'm sorry, I apologize. Paul made mention of Wendy's attendance. Were you able to go back and view that to see whether or not we were accurate with her attendance? And also
Yes.
one more, I think, wanted to make sure, Alistar, there was supposed to be a correction for Alistar as well, or no?
So for the first one with Wendy, once again, she's listed at Arts Committee where she missed about 4 of her 5 meetings. And she was only present for half of the September one. I think that's why Wendy's attendance is at 47%. But to Paul's committee, she's not tardy, she's as punctual as can be. And for Alistar Economakis, he is that's an accurate percentage for him.
Okay.
And we emailed back and forth me to Alistar, so he understood.
I see your hand, Paul. Go ahead.
Isn't Arts a subcommittee? Like, I don't get how she's at 47% if that meets every other month or something like that. Like, that's a high number, even if she misses that many times.
You know what it is, Paul, is that when they have meetings, she's not present. And so that's what brings the attendance down, is that she has not been in attendance at the meetings when they have meetings.
Right. So, okay. All right. That's fine.
It's a percentage of the total meetings.
Yeah, it's a percentage.
And it hurts more to miss a subcommittee because it's every other month and stuff like that. Gotcha.
Yeah. When
I'll talk to her if anything.
Okay.
I'll reach out to her.
Yeah, she may want to change. I don't know. It's up to her. Okay. Thank you.
Eric, could I ask you, you resent the attendance from the last full board today, but we didn't see any difference from what you sent the first time.
No, there was a difference. Ricky Wong's was updated, and so was some of the other corrections. And after May, also shout out to May, who took time to also review and give her what her observations were.
But there were people that said that they were there, that, I mean, that we saw in the video that were there and they were marked absent. I'm talking about only the last full board meeting.
Oh, we're talking about the full board meeting now.
Yeah, you resent today, you resent the minutes, the attendance from the last full board meeting, but we didn't see any difference.
The roll calls you're
Yes.
talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the roll calls were accurate. From the
But
first.
could
roll
we
call to
do
the
over that on
second.
the phone? Because it wasn't what we observed by watching the video.
Did you see it from beginning to end?
Well, we were only looking at the roll call in the beginning, so that's the only thing we watched. We were
That's
only
fine.
looking,
That's fine. The first roll call minutes are accurate and they should reflect what you saw. And then the second roll call is accurate as well.
okay, could we maybe do this together over the phone because it doesn't reflect what we saw? I'm only talking about the first roll call because we didn't look at the second. Could we maybe do that together on the phone? Can you tell us a time that would be good?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay,
Yes.
Any other questions, Alicia?
Any questions?
Committee?
Any more questions for the attendance? Thank you, Eric. Thank you, May. Thank you.
Well, the only thing I did was make the spreadsheet count, do what a human being did. That's all. It's no big deal.
I just want to pause for a second. I want to take a pause for a minute because I'm looking at everybody's faces here on Zoom, and some people I know is not well. Some people don't feel good or whatever. I just want to check in really quickly and make sure everyone is okay.
No.
No, Michelle's face is showing me something. Anisha's face is showing me something else. I'm sorry. By trade, I've learned to read body language. So I am just wanting to make sure everyone is okay. Because I know Susan and I are both sick. We're under the weather. I don't want to say sick. I'm under the weather. But I just want to make sure everyone is okay. All right. I just want to check in with everybody. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm seeing your faces and I'm feeling some stuff. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move on to Susan's report. Thank you.
Okay, I do not have a lot to report. I want to let everyone know we're closing the office the day after Thanksgiving. It's not a city holiday, but we're all taking a vacation day. You're all aware that the new website is up. It's presenting some not terribly big difficulties, but some difficulties. You'll find that some of the things don't work. If you will let us know anytime you see something that doesn't work, because we have to go in individually or work with do it individually to fix it. In December, first week of December, Kelvin's getting trained, so he'll be able to use it. Right now, Ed's the only one that knows how to update and fix things. And then Deidre will be also. I would like to ask one thing, particularly of committee chairs, but I'm sure we're all aware that members talk about how some of the meetings, people get a little personal or out of hand. I think it bothers a lot of people, both members and staff. I just want to ask for things not to be dealt with personally, and I'm particularly referring to office work, but everything else. If there are problems or issues or, reasons you want to agree or disagree, let's professionally talk about what's right or wrong. But please, if people could refrain or chairs could help on this from just using judgmental, comments that are just sort of descriptive and not dealing with any facts, it would be really helpful. It's fine to say that something has to be changed, but to disparage somebody's work is really not nice. So I just like to ask everybody's help on that. And that's it, unless people have any questions on anything.
I don't see any hands, Susan. Anyone have any questions for Susan? Okay. Thank you, Susan. All right, let's see what's next on the agenda. Linda, you had your screen share up a minute ago. Excuse me.
It's the nominating committee is next.
Okay. Linda, you have something to share from the nominating committee? Nothing. Are we all set for Tuesday night? I know that there was something going on as far as making sure that he had the electronic setup in place.
I put Jamie in touch with the CB1 district manager. I know they made plans to talk. I don't know what happened afterward. Are we
I'll
sure?
call Jamie tomorrow when I get off work. I'll give him a call just to make sure he's good.
Can I say, can we make sure there are plans for people that are on phone? I can't remember. I think last time there was one
We had
person
one
on
person
phone.
that needed to be on phone.
So we need, and there's not necessarily going to be doing it on a smartphone. I think people have to realize the variety, diversity of members.
I think last time we had a phone number for them to call.
But there has to be a preparation for this. There isn't right now.
I understand.
and
I think some of us have tried to help.
Well, so I'm just trying to, that's one thing. And I would like to also suggest that maybe you want to send out a draft ballot just to make sure everybody understands what they're going to get and make sure they can open it and everything.
We should have had Jamie at this meeting.
Well, yeah.
Paul, your hand is up. Go ahead.
So just referencing what we did last year, I sent out the actual ballot about an hour before the meeting with a specific time for the ballots to be filled out, which I believe was right around the attendance time or whenever the election was called to start. And we had, one of the committee members had a phone number that we gave out that if you had issues, you'd call that person. And if you had to record the vote for them on behalf of them, then it was done. So I don't know if that's the advice you want to give to Jamie or anything like that. It really wasn't as bad as it could have been last year. So maybe about 3 or 4 members had to call. And it was taken care of and it was just done. And what you want to do is have somebody do an initial count of all the votes and then have a second person do the backup count. I think Michelle has her hand up.
Yeah, I see it. Go ahead, Michelle.
Paul, can I suggest that you just talk to Jamie maybe?
I was gonna say, I spoke with Jamie, who was gonna call
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah, go ahead.
Did he call you, Paul, yet? He's going to.
Nope. He's not. We have spoken several weeks ago prior to the nominations, and that was for a different reason. I offered him guidance on it, and I said that you can call me if you have questions on it and how I did it. I also don't want it to look inappropriate on my behalf in this case, that I'm giving how to run the vote. Be like, hey, let's swing it this way, or something like that. And I don't want it to
it's only the
weird.
Mechanics, Paul. I think it's fine. It's
right,
just
I understand.
Many
but
of us
still,
have suggested that Jamie call you, and he has not done so.
and that's fine, but still,
So
I want the appearance of trust and fairness and and not my name all over the ballot.
Totally get it. I understand because I've already heard some of the antics, so don't even worry about it.
I'm willing to help and offer guidance, but that's about it.
We just need to make sure that he knows how to send the ballot, and for those people that are not going to be able to get a ballot electronically, how they're going to vote. And I think that's that same member that we're thinking of. All of us have that same member in mind. Is the only one that doesn't use technical stuff. He doesn't use any devices or anything like that. Okay.
And it worked out well with him fine last year. So
it worked out well with him. He voted.
Michelle has her hand up there.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Can I suggest that maybe then instead of a direct conversation, anyone who was on the nominating committee last year, write down what they did so that there's a guide that we can memorialize for the future, including this one. Perhaps that's a solution.
Thank you, Michelle. That's a good suggestion. Okay,
I'll tell
so
you, I'll send something.
Carol, if you could do a step-by-step little palm card kind of thing, I don't know. Whatever helps, please. Thank you, because we only have until Tuesday night and we got to get this right. Otherwise, we're going to hear criticism about that too. Thank you, Paul. So that's it for the nominating committee. As you all see, some of the people, the candidates have dropped off. Some have stayed. So at this point, we'll see you all on Tuesday night with the votes. Next.
Can I ask who's taking minutes Tuesday night?
So I asked Michelle to take minutes, but I guess that right now, I don't know that that's a no.
I don't think I can because I'm on the nominating committee and I think I'm gonna end up having to do the election. So I don't think that that's a good
Got it.
idea.
Understood. So I'm gonna have to reach out to someone else. I'll see if I can get maybe Andrea. Anyway, I'll reach out to someone else. I'll ask some other
But
people.
we need to know who to send the
Susan,
template to and
I can't
everything.
do it right now on the drop. Doesn't
I'm
work.
not asking you to do it right now. What I'm saying is that we need to know by Monday. That's all.
You will know by Monday.
Thank
If I
you.
know by Monday, you'll know by Monday. Okay? All right. Thank you. Committee reports. Linda, I'm sorry. Thank you, Linda. Can you tell me?
For knowing nothing.
Can you show me your screen, please?
SLA is first.
Michelle, go ahead.
Thanks. This month we had 8 applications on the docket. One of them dropped out at the meeting because, well, we asked them to drop out because they didn't provide proper notice to the community. So we considered 7 applications. We wrote stipulations for all of them. Susan, I'm not sure how many people have signed. I don't think we had any indication that anyone was not going to sign. So
They've been coming in, so.
okay, all right, great. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Parks is
Thank you,
next.
Michelle. Okay.
Parks
We
is
had one, yeah, I'm going to speak.
Kevin.
We had one resolution. I'll get to that in a second. And as many of you may be aware or not aware, there was a temporary restraining order placed on the East River Park, or what they call Project Area 1, our area, for work to stop based on the argument of alienation or park alienation. That TRO is still in effect. We don't know how long it will last, but they are still working on the open green space area, which was the compost yard. So they're finishing up that, but TRO is in effect, and it only affects our area. The Project Area 2, or the area above 14th Street, the work continues at a brisk pace, and to be honest, at this pace, that project and that area will be protected much sooner than we will be. But that's just the way it is, and we'll see what happens. We have them on the schedule for next month, and we're going to keep them on the schedule because we want them to be able to respond once the court rules, and we don't want to miss that update. We don't know what will happen or anything going forward. There was a playground renovation for Hamilton Fish Playground. We're getting a lot of playgrounds in our neighborhood redone and updated. It's nice. So we all voted to approve that design. That's all I have.
Trevor, did you read what I wrote on the draft agenda for December for your committee?
Yeah, and I'm probably going to need to change that language a little bit.
Okay. I just wanted to draw your attention.
Yeah, I saw it. It's just, we could say work is paused and we want to keep them up, but I'll write it back
Okay,
before
thank
tomorrow.
you. Thank you. Okay, transportation's next.
Okay. Paul, you're up.
Sorry about that. Okay. Just to start, we had one resolution supporting the Lansing Street improvements. I do have some technical issues with that resolution for some reason. I got to double check, go back and look at it. But I think it's fine. You just got to double check it, but it passed. We did have another resolution that did not pass. It was a tie in regards to city bike infills. It was about communication with DOT that did not pass, so that won't go on. We also had DOT present on, or lack of a presentation on the neighborhood loading zones and where they're planned to be in the district. Just, it wasn't a great meeting last Tuesday. It was just a lot of lack of information from DOT and different things, and it was kind of frustrating. I guess the end of this administration's kind of let things fall apart a little bit. So we talked about that at length. I want to thank Trevor, who came on to the committee meeting. Tried to thank him before he signed off, but I appreciated all his comments and what he brought to our committee on Tuesday, with especially when it came to the city bike stuff and communication with DOT, and I appreciated that. So Trevor, thank you. I just wanted to say that. Other than that, no further updates from transportation. Thank you.
Economic development is next.
We didn't have any resolutions for economic development, but we did talk about how to advance the special district next year. I did also attend the announcement of the $20 million investment into Chinatown by the governor. So we're going to be discussing that in the committee, or like hearing the details of it next month. I also did want to say that next month will be my last as the chair of economic development. I will be leaving that position. So yeah, thank you.
Can we get the minutes, do you think, tomorrow morning?
I just sent them to you.
Pardon?
I just sent them to you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Next.
Did you say, Anisha, that you're stepping down from your position?
Yes, I'm stepping down from chair as chair of economic development.
Okay, thank you.
Just clarity, you're staying on the board though, correct?
I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, I accepted a job in the federal administration, and I'm trying to figure out what I can and cannot do.
Understood.
Thank you, Anisha.
Okay, Health and Human Services.
May?
Hi, so we do not have any resolutions for to vote on. We did get have a presentation about a proposed safe haven that's going to happen at 91 East Broadway. It's being the service provider is CUFH. Care for the homeless, and it's actually pretty exciting. So safe havens are number 6 on our priority list. The expense priority list, so it's pretty high, and it's pretty exciting because they, Care for the Homeless is actually is a federally qualified health center as well, and so they'll have that clinic on the first floor. And the other exciting part is that AFI is going to be involved and providing more language services for Chinese. There is no such thing, and also doing outreach in the Chinese community amongst the homeless who are already there. So a lot of Chinese who are homeless are not necessarily just on the street, but they might be in the temples or those flop houses. And yes, they are homeless. So this would, so they do successfully outreach to them. It'll be more services to Chinese will be provided, and hopefully get them back on the path to permanent housing. They talk to a lot of businesses in the area. They provided business support to them, so they have this connection. And I know that they are still talking to all community stakeholders. Susan has received emails from our CCBA, the mayor of Chinatown, Justin Yu. She's connecting them to, together. So It won't open till 2023 if all goes according to schedule. I think they said the end of 2023. So there's still a lot of time to do outreach and all that, and make sure that the neighborhood is informed about it and knows what's going on, and hopefully can support it too. Okay. Oh, and then the other thing is we have next month, there's another proposed safe haven actually at 47 Madison. So that's also something that we'll be hearing about next month on December 2nd.
Is that another safe haven?
Yeah, it's a safe haven. This time Catholic Charities is the provider.
Okay. Trevor's hand and then Jackie.
You actually answered my question because I was a bit confused, but now I know there are two different ones. And I think 47 Madison is across from Smith Houses, correct?
Yes, it is.
Just for outreach, there's probably someone you should contact there. I just for outreach purposes.
Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, it's right across the street.
For Aixa, because you're going to hear from her one way or another.
That's for sure.
Yes, I'm sure she's very vocal. Okay,
So
yes, so we will.
I found out today because I was surprised that DHS had not, for the first safe haven, I was surprised that DHS had not connected them with CCBA. I consider them such a major stakeholder in Chinatown that I didn't see how that didn't happen. And I was told that they don't do that. They only connect to elected officials and the community board, which kind of shocked me. But it sounds like AFI is doing it for the one, but I'm not so sure about this. I'm still having trouble just getting a pre-meeting with Catholic Charities, not because of the provider, but because of DHS. So it's the communication has become difficult with DHS. Just one other thing I'd like to say, as far as the presentation with Care for the Homeless, I've never heard such an inspiring program in my whole life.
Yeah, and they say they're going to name the 91. They have this idea to name the 91 East Broadway again after that Chun Kwok. He was that man that was killed. I remember there were 4 men who were just like kind of bludgeoned to death a couple of years ago. So they have this idea they could name it after him.
Jackie's hand was up.
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions. First is that you mentioned the provider or AFI has already reached out to the local business. So did they sign any support, collect any support letter that the local businesses support this?
We don't ask for that.
No, I'm just saying that you don't ask them to reach out to the business since they were already doing that. I'm just saying that, are there any paper trails saying that they support it, or they just say, oh, we reach out to business, and then there was no document?
No, we don't need any documents. I mean, we're not being asked to pass a resolution to support it. I mean, we're just told what's happening,
Right, I'm just asking if they did that or not.
No, there's no review process. There is no review process.
Right,
so I think
I understand that. I'm just asking if they, when you say they asked the business, so I just wanted to know if they actually try to sign the support letter from the business.
No. It's these businesses they've provided loans to in their small business, assistance program, or I remember one year they did this fundraiser for their own fundraiser, and they decided to give the money away. So it's business they already have a connection to. So it's like they're doing outreach.
Talking to so you are saying AFI is talking to the local small businesses, right?
Yeah, to the ones particularly they're connected to, and they're connected to a lot of them. They're doing outreach. That's basically what they're doing, because they know it's important, because, especially the ones on the block and in the area.
And my second question is that I think a couple months ago, we had another plan to build a shelter, a safe haven on Ludlow, if I remember correctly, right? That was
Orchard.
Orchard,
Orchard,
yeah,
I'm sorry,
Blue Moon
Orchard, right.
Hotel, yeah.
Blue Moon Hotel. So how did that go?
Well, it's not happening.
And the reason it's
hot-
not happening?
The hotel is because the hotel is reopening.
I see. Okay. Was there a community lawsuit against them, the original plan?
No,
There was no community lawsuit.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know, well, basically the hotel owner, I mean, they still own the building and, these providers rent. So, the hotel owner decided, I want to go back to being a hotel.
There were businesses on Orchard Street that filed something for that one.
But
Right.
that's not why it stopped. It was due diligence due to the mortgage holder. It was strictly the building, the financial dealings that stopped it.
Okay.
And the building had a lot of its own problems, so it
Yeah.
was not a good a good choice of a building, let's put it that way.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, May.
Okay, land use is next.
Yes. Jackie, go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry. I
Your hand is still up.
okay. Let me put down my
Lower
hands
your
first.
hand.
Let me lower my hand. Okay.
Lower your hand.
Okay. So we didn't have any wrestle this month, but we have some updates on the two bridges rezoning. So the co-applicants have hired a vendor to do the environmental assessment study. So this is a major step to move the application. Everybody is pretty excited about that. And I think it should be done in 3 months. And about protecting the underwater lots outside of the two bridges area from development. So we reached out to the BP's office. We found out that there is actually a draft of park mapping application, but it is not moving because DCP has so many applications in the pipeline. And because we are changing the administration, we're going to have a new mayor, new BP, and new council member. So BP's office, they are also leaving the office. So they suggest us to restart the conversation with DCP in the new year. That's all I have. Report.
Could I ask Jackie, so the draft mapping it's at DCP? It was submitted to DCP?
So, you are also copied in that email, right? So what I confirmed from them is that they have a draft mapping application. They didn't say who is the applicant. And I suspect it is not the BP's office. I talked to the board presidents myself. Looks like it is not the BP's office. So that will lead me to assume it is DCP, but I'm not entirely sure. They chose very carefully on the wordings in that email.
Yeah, I was confused.
Right. But they confirmed there is a draft of application. That's what they confirmed. They didn't say who is the applicant.
I didn't know if it was something we had to retrieve or whether it was at DCP and could be sort of reinstated. I just, that's what I didn't know.
Yep.
Okay.
Trevor?
Yeah, just to add on to that, it's something we need to look into in the year, especially with the announcement of the Financial Justice Seaport Master Plan for building out in the water. Our area is vulnerable, especially vulnerable because it is zoned for development. It's not something that's necessarily immediate, but they hope to get the FIDI Seaport plan done within the next 5 to 7 years, and there will be development of some sort, and we're right on the border edge of that, and there's nothing to protect it. There is some confusion about that application. Hope we can find out what's actually going on with the new administration. And also, and thanks to Susan in the office and to you, Jackie, for reaching out to the Manhattan mini storage location. Their entire portfolio was sold, including the building on South Street. And anyone knows that old New York Post building, it is massive and has massive development rights. And we don't know who the new owner is. So I'm hoping that the board and Jack, I'm sorry, we don't have a connection with the new owners yet, but I'm hoping that we can form a connection because they're a big stakeholder in this whole neighborhood.
We've been promised that in December, as soon as the deal goes through, will be introduced.
Perfect.
And I guess in the new year, because I'm not entirely sure how familiar the elected officers with these projects. So we may have to reintroduce, we may have to spend some time reintroduce an effort to reintroduce these ideas to the mayor, to the board presidents and the local council member. So that is,
Gonna have to do that on a lot of things. You know, everything kind of pending is gonna have to start over as far as being reintroduced.
not just my committee, I think every committee.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one is landmarks,
We did not meet.
NYCHA,
Right, you
No.
didn't meet.
arts and culture.
Arts and culture did meet.
They did,
Adisha?
they did meet. They are working on their town hall is on the 10th. And I believe like the invitation went out, etc. So I don't know. There's a number of speakers and a number of like topics to be that they're working on. But it'll
Okay.
be full and on the 10th.
Last one is personnel task force.
Okay, then.
Hi. Oh, hi. So I'm just going to give you an update on some work I've been doing to finish resolving a complaint that was brought against a board member early this year. So basically, if you know, the board member like stopped doing what was complained about, then we could just close the complaint. So communication has been sent to him to ask whether or not he'd agree, or whether or not the board member would agree to that, whether or not they would agree to that. So just waiting to hear back. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Just, you know, been working on it the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, at this point, May and I have both been trying to be in communication with the member.
Yes, but an
But
email
this-
has been sent. So a written, you know, has been sent, you know, asking if they would agree to that, and we'll find out. So.
Yes.
Okay, I think 2 people have their hands up.
Okay, go ahead, Trevor. And who else is here?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna take my hand down. I didn't realize it was up,
Okay.
but just to note, the meeting is being recorded.
Thank you.
So
Who else
maybe
is
there are
here?
no,
I didn't see another.
no, I don't see any now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's it.
That's it. All right. So where's Larissa?
She's there.
She left? Okay.
No, still here. Sorry,
Okay.
I had my
So
my
to
camera.
just follow up on things, Larissa and
Yeah.
I are going to work together to plan the holiday gathering, and Larissa is going to be in charge of the staff gifts for the season. And then so we have to get back to each other, Larissa. I know tomorrow's Friday. Can you please tell me now?
I
when
can,
is the time?
yeah, so that's what I was gonna ask, if you would be available. I think, what is, I leave early from work, so I could talk to you before Shabbos.
Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening.
Well, Shabbos ends early, so if you want to do Saturday evening, after
Okay, that's fine.
30.
We could. I just want to make sure that we meet up this weekend.
Yep.
We communicate, okay?
We could definitely do either Saturday evening, Sunday I have something in the,
That's fine, Larissa. Just
We'll
make
connect.
sure this weekend we connect, okay?
we will connect. for sure.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all I need to know. All right, everyone. Thank you. I am suffering over here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You
Trying to
wanna
pull
do roll call?
I will see you all on Tuesday night. Have a wonderful, restful
We gotta
weekend.
do a roll call. We gotta do a roll call.
Do roll call.
Right?
Yes,
I can do
roll
roll
call,
call.
exit out. Eric,
Yeah.
take it
Okay.
away.
Alicia Lewis Coleman, first one to go. All right. Larissa Scheinberg,
Yes,
Yes, all right. Eric Diaz, yes. David Crane,
Yes.
okay. Anisha Stephen,
Yes.
okay. Mei Lee,
Yes.
okay. Jackie Wong,
Yes.
got it. Linda Jones,
Yes.
Michelle Cooper Smith,
Present, yes.
okay. Trevor Holland,
Yes, and bring back Eric. Thanks.
and bring what?
Yes.
Got it.
We'll talk. It's a joke.
Oh, okay. Paul Rangel,
Yes.
all right. We're good. Thank you, guys. I'll send this to you, Susan.
Good night, everyone.
Alicia, drink a lot of water.
Yes. We better.
Thank you all.
Feel
Okay.
better, everyone.
Good night.
Adios.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you very much,
Bye-bye.
Alicia.
Thank you, Linda. Have a good night, okay?
You too. Go take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Have some more